Heaven, everyone. This is Tycoon Wivy, and today we will be going over the special Varii. Yes, we named them the special Varii because they are specifically catered to the cryptocurrency sector. And of course, yes, we begin with the proof of stake Varii, aka nickname IST labeling the staker Varii. Yes. And the idea and play behind the staker Varii is company or a person, they got some coins saved up and they got some locked up coins and they would like to finance growth with those locked up coins by using the stake reward as the IST payment. And yes, this is the IST TWT structure for that. And of course, yes, it begins with the staker Varii information. Because yes, we have to decide, are we going to do single coin, yes, or are we going to do the coin basket? And yes, in this example, we have chosen Polkadot, which at the time of writing was $8.98 with an APY of this. And in this example, we'll be choosing the monthly. And of course, we have our favorite platform, Memo.cash, with its 1.5% fee. And yes, as always, let us look at the total profit per week, the TPW or the TPM. Yes, when it comes to the staker Varii, we have to ask ourselves the question, how many coins is it going to take to deliver the stake reward as an IST payment? And so we whip up a partial Tycoon Wibby table and we see some total numbers of coins locked, and we see about a Benji. We get a nice respectable yearly APY with a nice monthly that we could use to create an ITD. And yes, over here we have a new variable that is associated with the staker Varii, yes, and that is the TCC, because the total deal is $8.98. Yes, what we pay in totality to have the coins is the TCC, and the market is going to come in and purchase up some of this $8.98. Yes, and we'll pay them stake rewards in return. And in this example, the TPM is 1045. And then we take a look at the coin basket staker Varii and its total profit per week or month. Yes, it's stake reward. But since, yes, and we see that we'll have to sum the monthlies in the 12-month rewards, yes, and sum its TCC. So the TCC ends up being the sum of the TCC, whereas the max TPW and the max TPM ends up being the sum of the monthly pay or the sum of the weekly pay. Yes, let us get back to our monthly and weekly staker Varii. Yes, in order to calculate the MVI or the WMVI, as always, it is X% of the TPW or X% of the TPM. And since, yes, there's such a small number, we're going to give all of it straight to the market and use it to make that instrument. And yes, we come down here to the total fiat crypto. Yes, because we are assuming that you use some kind of fiat to buy your proof of stake coins. Yes, your TCC. Yes, and since the TCC is the max of the deal, it is what you can at max push to the network through your payments, or the WTCF or the MTCF. Yes, and with the coin basket, we see that the WTFC and the MTFC is equal to X% of the TCC, because you do have room to work in a coin basket. You can deliver all of it or you can deliver part of it. And yes, with the staker Varii in this particular TWT, the ITD is locked to the WTFC and the TCC. And we see here that the staker Varii is equal to MTFC TFC divided by the MVI. Yes. How long is it going to take the MVI to pay this 898? 7.16 years. And then we come down to, hey, this is what I get to give some of that. Yes. Yes. And that is the Varii capital raise. And yes, in order to calculate the Varii capital raise, yes, we say that the VCR is equal to X% of the MTFC. What we're pushing to the network, we can always get some of that today so that they can wait to get all of theirs tomorrow, over those long tomorrows. And yes, you remember we always push to 60/40, but in this particular example, we actually ratcheted it up to 80%. And the deal with the Staker Varii is the Staker Varii is for growth. Yes, if you're trying to be stable, the Staker Varii may be good for you, but it will definitely be good for you if you're growing, because you can go spend your 898, come back to the market, yes, get the 538, use the 538 to go get more proof of stake cryptocurrency and create a new IST on that, down to the fact that it just stops making sense. Yes, growth using the IST to build you up a sizable proof of stake position. Yes, and that brings us to our regular Tycoon Wibby table variables and their definitions. This is the hashtag T, which is of course the MVI divided by the div coin, and of course the div coin is for the American dollar. And the hashtag TMI, the token holder max income, is equal to the MTFC minus the VCR. And we remember that we try to have a respectable number here, because this is what our token holders divvy up and get paid. They're trying to get paid. They're trying to be in this deal with us, and they're trying to get paid. Yes, one's for me, one's for them. That's great. That's a win-win. And of course, our most favorite, the MPTC, the mass payment transaction cost, which makes everything go, and that is of course the hashtag T times the transaction fee, which is of course the Bitcoin Cash transaction fee, which is about 40 something percent of a penny. Then yes, the starting token price, which is of course equal to the VCR divided by the hashtag T. And yes, the actual income paid, which is the MVI minus the MPTC. And the MIP, which is always the AIP divided by the hashtag T. This is what everyone actually gets paid. And we have our platform cost, which is composed of the platform fee from memo.cash, and we calculate the TPC, the platform cost, by the TPF times the STP, because it is absolutely dependent on the cost of your tokens. Yes, and of course we love that the Varii has a Parai, and this is the Parai for this particular Staker Varii, and it's for yes, the Parai is equal to, in parentheses, the MIP times the ITD minus the STP plus the TPC. Yes, as we have said in other videos, this is what everyone's getting paid over how long they will be getting paid, minus what they paid to get in, which is the starting token price plus what memo.cash charged them. And of course, we have the full Tycoon Wibby table for the Staker Varii. Yes, of course, this is modeled for the Bitcoin Cash blockchain. It's a single coin for the Polkadot blockchain. Yes, it gets a little complicated, but hey, everyone should have had a built-in mass payment web tool. But cryptocurrency is what actually brought to light that was vastly important. And of course, here we have all of our particular variables and their associative values. and because of the way that they were brought in from the open calc, they have uh, estimated themselves in the software. Yeah, and this is the full Tycoon Wibby table for the coin basket, and we see that for the single coin, it only starts to make sense, yes, at 25 cents for the div coin. Yes, you see that for the penny it's negative, for the dime it's negative, for the nickel it's negative, quarter it's positive, and the dollar is positive. And these are some whoppers of starting token prices. 117, 168. Yes, and we see that for the coin basket, it's a God blessed coin basket, right? What do you expect? You expect them to all work, and they all work. Yes, you can do any old one here. I like to change it up, and since we were going with 25 cents, we decided to go with 25 cents. It's still a nice starting token price at 16.64. Yeah, and then we have 3,000 tokens. That coin baskets are going to be the love of the life. Yes, we're all going to have pieces of coin baskets. It's just the way of the world. Yeah, and of course we get down here to the Staker Varii fin pick, what everyone was waiting for. Look at this wonderful, beautiful fin pick. Yes, and it says monthly, single coin, micro IST, coins locked. It's on the Bitcoin Cash. It's in American. We have our QR code for the memo.cash, QR code for our istreview.cash profile, and of course we have the QR code for the IPFS TWTs that we have stored. And of course this is Jan's Polka Dot Bank. She has bank, it's a proof of stake bank. She's offering these ISTs so that we could take part and get some of them stake rewards. I loves it. And of course, we come down to the coin basket staker Varii, and this is Shaniqua's stake bank. Hey, here in America, it's wonderful, and we see that we have a display of the particular coins locked, and we have all the pertinent information for this particular Staker Varii. And as you see the Staker Varii here, and then when it was a one time, it was one time there. Yes, and we have this here gives you a nice little peek at what you need to put on your Staker Varii fin pick. And yes, next time we will be going over the proof of work Varii, aka nicknamed the block maker Varii. This has been Tycoon Wibby bringing you the what and the how on the IST. And of course, I love you all. Heaven, heaven.